So I want to thank everyone for being here. 3 o'clock Friday, March 31st. And we don't have our big clock anymore, but as we all know, the budget's going to be late. And again, I think it's important that New Yorkers understand why the budget is going to be late. You know, I was talking to Leader Barclay, and I want to thank the members of the Assembly that are here joining my conference in the Senate. You know, sometimes these things are late and it's a little bit convoluted, or we don't really know exactly what the holdup is or where the logjam is. But in this case, we do. It's strictly because the Senate and Assembly Democrats do not believe that any changes to cashless bail need to happen. Do not believe that any changes need to happen, because the governor's proposed the most modest changes, very modest. I think everyone up here would have liked to see her even go further. So these are the most, I can't think of anything more modest that would have any actual impact than what she's proposed. And even that is too much for Assembly and Senate Democrats. Even though public safety remains at the top of New Yorkers' concerns, even though crime remains at the top of their concern, and even though most New Yorkers, including Democrats, will tell you some changes need to be made to cashless bail. And yet, their representatives, or at least some of them, not only can't agree to do that, but they're going to hold up the budget because they can't agree to do that. And now we have a late budget and all that comes along with that. They also, obviously, I'm sure, are fighting over how to spend $237 billion of New Yorkers' money. So, that remains to be seen. There's a lot of other things that have been talked about: good cause eviction, obviously taxes, the housing policy, the energy policy, and the ban on, fossil fuel appliances. So all of these things are still out there. Minimum wage. There's a lot of very concerning issues for New Yorkers, some of which aren't even getting any shrift anymore, because all we're talking about is the fact the budget is late. And of course, our colleagues have decided, and I know there'll be negotiations through the weekend, but they have decided to adjourn essentially until Monday. So I know I speak for Leader Barclay and our conferences. We would have loved to have, if there had been a budget and bills, to stay into the weekend, to vote on those bills, to debate those bills, and to make sure New Yorkers knew what was in this budget. Unfortunately, we had no bills. And quite honestly, for us to just sit here on the taxpayer dime is probably a poor use of taxpayer dollars, even in top of the 230-something billion that we're going to spend. So disappointing. I think New Yorkers have a right to be disappointed, not only that there's late budget, but the reason why.